What's up, Will? 2 cents in my pocket, the other half spent out, and seems like I ain't going nowhere. Life sucks when I'm making change.
All right, Hills. I'm so happy to be sitting with you after the nomination for an MLV award.
Thank you for having me here.
Of course, I'm happy. My first question is, of course, I'm very curious, what did it mean to you to be nominated?
For me, it meant a lot because it was a milestone just to see that my work and my art and just the effort is getting recognized, not only nationally in Norway, but internationally as well. So for me, I was just like, we're doing something right. So it definitely was a big motivation. Yeah. Hey!
Okay, we're already many months in now after your nomination. I'm curious, what happened to you after January?
Oh, girl. What happened to Miss Hills? Ever since January, I dropped my second EP called New Beginnings. And I also did my first ever headliner show in Norway, which was a big milestone for me as an independent artist. But on the personal side, girl, I'm trying to take my license.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you're a better person than me. I still don't have it. Feeling it. Well,
Clock it.
that was beautiful. We already talked about this a little bit just now, but you released your first EP, I think, How Is Your Soul, in 2023. First off, how is your soul?
That's a good question. Truly, that's kind of like a part of my morning routine to just ask myself, how am I really doing? Like, how is my soul? How my soul is doing, it's been growing. And right now, I'm so happy to be in a season in my life where I'm just content. I'm content,
Beautiful.
yet I'm working hard to just move forward, but I'm content with wherever I'm at. And I always try to find peace and happiness and lessons and blessings wherever I'm at. So right now, my soul is peaceful. And even though there's a lot of, I'd say, noise and a lot of things that are happening, I'm very thankful that I'm able to find a moment of stillness.
Yeah. Scared.
Are you lefty?
No. I think from what I know about you and your music, faith is something that's important to you. How does that manifest for you in your music?
Oh, girl, I think it manifests pretty, I'd say, like, genuinely, because it's the anchor of who I am, and it's kind of like the foundation of my being. So it's like, it just comes off naturally, I'd say. And it comes off naturally when I talk with people, when I talk with my family, either if it's before or after, under the show. And I just try to just be the light, you know? Whenever it feels genuine for me to do that, I just try to be the light. And I think I think it manifests itself pretty naturally, I'd say.
Longing for new beginnings. You can tell by the seams I'm afraid. Holding on, but it's time for change.
On your latest EP, New Beginnings, there's a song called Control, which was born, I believe, out of a moment in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Can you talk us through what happened in that moment?
Long story short, I took a leap of faith from Norway to LA. We all had, you know, these meetings and these sessions, and like it was like a lot of promises of what we were gonna do there. And tell me why, our second day in LA, everything got canceled except for this one session, and it was a session with Taylor Hill. He was just asking me like, how are you? Like, you know, like, how is your soul? And I was just like, honestly, I'm mad. But he was just like, you know what? Let's make a song out of that. And for me, it's very important oftentimes to switch the narrative from a darker to a more light and hopeful perspective.
Yeah.
And so I had to kind of like remind myself that the most beautiful things happen when we lose control. And so I was just like, you know what? Even though that didn't go my way, I think better things are coming. And that happened
beautiful.
for a reason. And so I had to write the song as a reminder for myself of just sometimes it's best to let go of control. And hopefully that serves as a reminder to other people as well.
Yeah.
Hey!
Okay. You moved from the Philippines to Norway when you were only 8 years old, and you had to learn a new language, new culture. I think you said that music always is the language that makes you express. Can you tell us more about that? What does that language and music mean to you?
Definitely, like, music was always, I'd say, as cheesy as it sounds too, like, but it's so real that music was always the language that I could fully express myself in. Because moving from the Philippines to Norway, I couldn't really express myself on how I felt. Sometimes you can't write it down, sometimes you can't speak it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just meant to be felt. And that's why I often say that my music is for the soul. Because I know how it feels to express something, but not really, like, words can't put it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not enough with words. So that's why sometimes I just feel like music, either if it's just like an ambience or just a feeling, like, that's more than enough. And I hope that my music can give that feeling, and just like that feeling of being heard and seen and understood through my music. Yeah,
Yeah,
that the music is for the soul. Yeah,
that's true. Go ahead.
let's show this way.
Go. Ooh. We're now at Lero Neuf, which is a venue as a part of Live Europe, which helps artists get booked across venues in Europe. What does it feel like for you to be a part of that network?
Girl, it feels amazing, because this is my first time playing in France. That's such an honor, and especially because a family member texted me that she was going from Paris to Lille just to be here, and I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
wow, that means a lot. So I'm very happy to be here. It's such an honor.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Are there themes or sounds that you would like to explore in the future that you haven't yet?
Oh, yes. First of all, I would love to explore more on the Filipino native sound, like more folk-ish. I think that's very interesting, and I don't think I've heard any artists do that necessarily yet. But if you have, put me on. But I really want to be inspired by that, so I'm looking forward to do that, hopefully for my next project. And when it comes to themes, I think I would love to just be more brutally honest, because I know I'm honest and transparent with my lyrics, with my words, but sometimes it takes a little bit from yourself to actually be brutally honest. So I'm looking forward to
That's
to do so as well.
Wow. Oh, I look forward to that. Lastly, we already talked about it a little, but what's up next for you?
Oh, girl, all of these headline shows. I think that's
crazy.
kind of like for the rest of the year. I'm going to make a lot of music, but also on top of that is just a lot of live shows. And I'm just looking forward to see my family all over the world. So what's next for me? Actually, in 2 days, I'm going to fly to New York to prepare for my headliner show in September 10 at Racket. And it's going to be a 700 capacity venue. And it's almost sold out. So it means the world to me as an independent artist.
Yeah.
And after that, we have a show in the Philippines, a headliner show. So going back home feels so special to me, doing a concert there. And also I'm having an LA show October 13, and then Singapore. And then hopefully I can get back home and then just make music, a lot of music. And so new music and a lot of live shows.
Beautiful.
That's what's up.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank
I
you so
love that.
much.
Thank you for joining me. I had so much fun.
Thank you, girl. And thank you for matching with me again.
Twinning.
We're always winning.
Twinning.
Thank you.